Hello, Farlanders. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is episode 805, and there goes that shovel. It had one swoop left in it, and we just seen it. Hello, Wolfie. Welcome, like I said, to episode 805 of Farlands or Bust. This episode being recorded live on Twitch, but then publishing on Saturday, November 14th, 2020. I'm running out of torches here. Torches. And I have some boats. I have some unnecessary cobblestone. I have Wolfie. And I have forward movement. A little bit sideways movement. But forward west to the Farlands here in Minecraft Beta 173. And we're raising money for charity still, wouldn't you know? Over at farlandsorbust.com through Tiltify, raising money for the Equal Justice Initiative. We surpassed the halfway point of our alleged goal of $4,200. $2,111.12. Team Palindrome takes the lead. Thank you to everybody who has continued to donate. I know we did see a little bit of a lull there, I think mostly due to the efforts we were spending in the Mindcrack Marathon and all the donations for Extra Life that we had for that. I appreciate those as well. As well as this awkwardly timed sentimental music. You see, sometimes yeah, I'm glad to be back in Farlands or Bust. Yes, remember Mindcrack, remember solo UHCs in the vanilla version of the game. Remember not having to know what a suspicious stew even was? Or what was the newest thing that I had no idea existed in this latest one? The obsidian armor upgrades and enchantments. Netherite and obsidian, it's all the same. It's all gobbledygook to me and overcomplicated stuff. And then when you feel very strong in your special magical netherite armor, but you still get killed in one arrow shot, thus making all of that a complete waste of time, nullified, null and void. Member! Oh, man. Indeed. Anyway, continuing on here. Boy, a few things happened since our last episode, but also since that last live stream I live streamed and uploaded to YouTube. Quite a bit indeed, and quite a bit continues to be happening. Good news, everybody! We flattened the curve of COVID spread. We flattened it. As flat as this vertical wall is. I mean, that's technically flat, right? Yeah, we're doomed. So that's a bummer. Sorry, I don't mean to be making light of the situation, but it's pretty annoying. And oh, careful, Wolfie! I just heard some damage being taken by a wolf in the distance. Where is he? There he is. You dingus! What'd you do? Bones? Pork chops? Whatever. Sometimes it's the only thing you can do. True. But yeah, now our government leadership is much more distracted by many other things to apparently give a hoot. And so yeah, we're on our own on this one. So, and it's a big holiday months in the next 8 weeks, 6 weeks. So hopefully as painful as it is, we can refrain from travel. I think the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California have all imposed. I don't think they're requirements, but travel bans where they're not bans, but quarantines. Like if you're returning to one of the West Coast states, they are strongly recommended 14-day quarantines and recommending against any non-essential interstate travel, which is from the get-go, and this isn't going to be the whole episode. From the get-go, good news, my whole life is a quarantine. From the get-go, from the first curve to the third curve. I mean, I know why, but that airline travel continues regardless is baffling to me. And again, I know why, because economy, airline industry, you can't just ground all the airplanes. Oops, wait, we actually did do that before for a different catastrophe. But let's not talk about that either. So yeah, it's clearly baffling. And the excuse I often get is like, well, nobody's ever dealt with this sort of thing before. Nobody knows what to do. It's a brand new thing. Except it isn't. And we had a pandemic preparedness and response committee in the government that was disbanded and defunded within the last 4 years. So yeah, just remember that. At the very least, it has cost each and every one of us at least a year of our lives of being able to have like normal lives, seeing family members, traveling for business or pleasure or whatever, being able to do the things we are normally capable of doing. At the least. At the most, it's cost 250,000 Americans their lives. Like their full rest of their lives. So that's frustrating. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, not going to be the whole episode. I just... Bleh. Whoop. So anyway, how are you doing? Doing fine? Doing all right there? Giving yourself a break? Not expecting too much of yourself in these times? I know I never expect much of myself. So yeah, we're continuing to the farlands. And I ran into Wolfie. Get out of there, Wolfie. You're gonna drown. I didn't take any hearts from that. Alrighty. What was I saying? I got distracted. We're going to the farlands, and we're raising money for charity. And with that, those who donate to charity can ask a question, and I will answer it in an episode of Farlands or Bust. Memnarch, with some very generous donations to the Equal Justice Initiative, and then also a follow-up donation to make sure it was 211112 in the donation total. Memnarch asks, and along the same lines of the topic we were just on, ignoring the state of the world at the moment, gestures at everything, if you are told you must go live in a country that does not have English as its primary language for half a year, what is the country you'd pick and why? I would honestly, even though it terrifies me, pick somewhere like Japan. Just because it seems not unfamiliar different, but different. Like, okay, Germany or, something like that is like, okay, but I can kind of realize that it's, I think I could find more similarities culturally and even infrastructurally to the United States or other English-speaking countries. Western, I suppose I should say. It's a Western culture, um, and just everything I've heard from people who have visited Japan, like the girlfriend who desperately wants to go back. Um, it's an amazing, good place to be, um, and like the people are overwhelmingly good. Um, let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. So yeah, I would, even though it would be like I know nothing of the Japanese language or really much more than what I've learned from like travel shows or like James May in Japan or the food shows, Anthony Bourdain stuff, and all that seems very interesting. So yeah, I think it would have to be Japan. Also, Japan has like I said, different countries that are much smaller kind of just are like the whole country is this sort of climate, and Japan seems like it's got it all. It's got like tropical, almost Hawaii like stuff, and then up north you got your snow mountain skiing resort areas. Of course, Tokyo in the middle is your big metropolis situation. Yeah, I think I would say Japan. Even though I like have no even like cultural interest. Like I don't watch anime or read manga or have any sort of historical knowledge about much of the history or anything like that. I don't really eat the food too much. I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess I, as far as like Asian cuisine, I'm more or less, I've Thai food and uh, Vietnamese food and stuff like that. But like, I guess it's a collection of them all. But yeah, like I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think I've like been specifically to a Japanese food restaurant or anything like that. But yeah, I just think that would be interesting. If I were forced to move for 6 months for some untenable reason. But yeah. Also, cars! Cars! All the cars! I didn't even think about that. I could find my way around, too. I mean, if you just drop me somewhere, I could find where I'm at, maybe. Thanks to GeoGuessr. But I don't feel like... Well, I don't know. I could be wrong. I was going to say, I don't feel like... It doesn't feel like cars have the same cultural significance in other countries that they do in the United States. But I'm sure there are, like... I mean, obviously there are. I've seen them, and like I said, in these travel videos and Top Gears and things like that. Clubs or meetups or there's definitely racetracks and things like that. A tuning culture, a classic car culture. It's just probably not as ingrained in the society at large as it is here in the US. Thank you very much, Memnarch, for your very generous donations. Destroyer asked, what are your thoughts on the larger size Lego sets? The Saturn V, the Star Destroyer, the Death Star, etc. I like Lego. But uh hmm. I just think they're neat, but not enough to own them. Not enough to try to think of a place to store them or display them or anything like that. Like I was thinking of the Saturn V, but even that I'm like, like even this, I'm honestly shocked that the space shuttle has survived the 3 moves now that I've taken. And certainly, like, the massive, super massive stuff, like the Star Wars stuff, that's, like, huge, huge, huge. I just don't... I don't know, I'm just not much for displaying that sort of stuff. I guess. Whoa, watch your step. That's just me. This is coming from somebody who had a large, just bucket full of Lego growing up that ended up being lost. Not lost, but lost from my ownership. Like I had the giant pirate ship. Was probably the biggest one I owned as a kid. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're neat. Very expensive. And that's another thing. Very expensive. It's like, am I just spending this much on basically a blocky model? Yes. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the larger Lego sets. There was a cool, like the Lego, what the heck is it? The like creator thing where people can submit their Lego set ideas. Like some of those have been neat. That like somebody did like a spacecraft one, and it had like Juno and Voyager and New Horizons and stuff. And I'm like, that's neat. But even like that, it's like, yeah, like I'm not gonna have a set of 12 or whatever satellites on their little display Lego display stands in my shelves and stuff like that. I'm just kind of like, it's neat, but is it, I want to own it neat? Not really. Not really. Speaking of moving, an anonymous donor asked, do you have... See, do you remember I spoke of moving with the space shuttle Lego? And I'm surprised that... Okay, I'm just glad we're up to speed. That was a bit of a delayed reference segue there. Do you have any advice on getting settled into a new home, figuring out where to put everything, establishing new routines, making it feel like home? That's tough. I'm trying to think of when I moved here by myself and had, like, a house by myself. And, like, I didn't have a living room. I didn't really, like, I took my routines with me, really. So yeah, I don't think, like, I adjusted my routines at all when I moved. And moving in here with the girlfriend was a bit of a different situation. Because it was already somebody's home, and it was already set up as such. But yeah, like, as far as, like, integrating my silverware and stuff. And by integrating, I mean replacing her silverware with mine. I don't know if there are any tips, other than it just takes time. Like, you're gonna be like, oh, this, you know, this is inconvenient to put this in this drawer here in the kitchen, I'll move it to this drawer. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, whatever you considered your home previous? Just establish those same sort of things in your new place? Like if you had certain type of curtains, or perhaps you I don't know, stapled sleeping bags to your windows. Do the same thing at your new place. Just so there's like consistency there. I'm not that. I don't. I guess I'm picky, but I am adaptable. Staple sleeping bags to windows? Who would do that? What kind of a crazy person would do that? So yeah, like I thought momentarily that moving in with the girlfriend, she lives in an older house. I've always chosen Cone. I've always chosen, like, when I'm renting places, kind of newer builds, modern anemones, and fixtures and things. So moving into a much, much older house, I thought I was going to have problems with, like, the way the heat is, the way the kitchen is old and small, and there's only one bathroom, and but I just have adapted my routine around that. I'm still making my coffee every morning. I'm still having my oatmeal. I bought a microwave because she didn't have a microwave, so that I could do these things. I need to make an elevated hidey hole. I made an elevated hidey hole. So yeah, I guess adapt. Improvise. So yeah, I don't know that I have any like specific advice or tips. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Yes, to clarify, Cone put a good emote in the chat to signify that, yes, perhaps many of you have missed the podcasts or other things where Good has mentioned how curtains don't work, so he's nailed or secured sleeping bags over his bedroom windows. So it's not like it's a windowless padded room. Ah. Jokes. References. Is Good okay? Have you ever met Good or listened to his content? Your answer lies there. This question and donation from Pallet Hands. Thank you very much. Are there any fruit butters that you like, such as apple butter or any fruit butters? So there's this wide-ranging question. Any of all the fruit butters that you like, do you like? The only one I could possibly think of right now is apple butter, says Pallet Hands. Of all the fruit butters, or are there any that you would like to try but haven't? I'm a butter boy. Butter. What do you use it on? Oh, like peanut butter. Okay. I was thinking of like dairy butter. So I was like thinking of the applications in that regard. But now that I'm thinking of apple butter, I'm thinking of it's like a peanut butter replacement. You got your apple butters, your Nutter butters. Yeah, I guess how does that relate to jelly? It doesn't. Butter is not a gelatinous. It's more of a stiff cream. I don't know that I've ever your butter butters. You can't believe it's not butter butters. It's a paste. Thank you, a paste. Ah, it's a form of applesauce, caramelized. Gotcha. Pear butter. No, I've never. I mean, I'm sure I have tried. Like, I'm sure I've tried almond butter and like the other nut butters. um. Again, I keep things very simple. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't eat many things upon which even peanut butter is applied. Like, I think the most peanut butter is if I'm like out of lunch meat or something, I'll make a peanut butter and jelly. We did try, we found at one of the Asian supermarkets, not a butter, but like a jam. Gooseberry jam? Gooseberry. Goose. It's a goose. Honk. I didn't feel like it tasted like anything. It was very light. I don't even know what a gooseberry is, but they made a jelly out of it. I felt it gave me no flavor. The girlfriend liked it, but yeah, for me it's always your raspberry. We've talked about preserves versus jams and versus jellies. Raspberry, your old razzle dazzle. I like a good orange marmalade. Grape. I was definitely grape jelly as a kid, but I feel like grape is too simple for my adult refined taste. Strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, boysenberry, mixed berry, halle berry. So yeah, no, not a. Oh my god, not a fruit butter. This is the second time, Wolfie. The second time. I've had enough. Yeah, I don't even know. What would you put it on? Other than like toast, I guess. Or rice cakes. Like, I only use peanut butter, like, to make a peanut butter and jelly, or, like, to put on celery, if I'm craving a healthy snack. So no, peanut butter is a fine butter by me. I like peanut butter in my oatmeal. It doesn't mix, though, is my problem with that. I need something that can mix with my oatmeal, which is why I choose dried fruits, fresh berries, granola. Yeah, no, and to try, this is the first time learning that there are apparently multiple fruit butters. Mushrooms, yes, only when using the made good granola does it have portobello mushroom extracts. Cucumber butter? Well, now you're just making stuff up. So yeah, that's that answer. And those are all the questions that I have. So farlandsorbus.com to donate and ask a question yourself. I'm thinking, actually, I'm not thinking. I will give all the credit to the girlfriend. She thought of an idea on how to, like, perhaps ease the entry for those who would like to donate and ask a question. I don't know if I'll just say, like, for all of December or something, since we're nearly there anyway. But I'll do just like a donation cap. Like, all you need to donate is this amount for a question. Like, I feel like maybe some people are hesitant because they're like, oh, I don't want to give this little amount and feel like I can ask a question. No, any amount. I mean, obviously, $1 is going to take a lot out of the charities take because of the fees and transaction fees and stuff like that, but so yeah, I'm thinking of that. So like $5. Like, I can't do anything to like limit them, but just like $5 donations. Get your question in for $5. That's all it needs. $5 donations. Am I saying that right now? Sure, why not? You can start. Should I make some sort of like actual proclamation about it? That would probably help, but I'm not going to because I never prepare for such things as these. Kurt J. prepared. Yep, that's me. I get these great ideas and then I just waste them by like kind of soft mentioning them and not actually following through with any sort of follow-up. Beans. Beans. Bean jelly? Is bean jelly a thing? I guess that's just like refried beans, isn't it? Or, I mean, I guess it's also could be hummus. Hummus? Is that a legume? Bean butter. Nope, I was gonna say something, but I started to look at what it could possibly mean in my brain, and I stopped. It's all, oops, all beans. Oops, all beans. Oh, I got a bread machine, speaking of beans. That had nothing to do with beans. Got a bread machine. I'm very excited. I mean, we've already made 2 breads. The second one, there was too much moisture, so it's kind of, it's good, but it's soggy. I need some, and I'm just going to search on the internet, but feel free if you know. Like, I've just been making white breads. I need the grainy breads, the grain, multi-grain breads. Not really necessarily like wheat or rye or anything like that, but like a multi-grain, gluten-free bread machine bread recipe. I need all them grains because that's what I buy at the grocery store. Is like a multi-grain seed bread from Udi's or Canyon or somebody. I need to recreate it at home. Buckwheat? Oh yeah, buckwheat is gluten-free. I've had buckwheat grapes. Crepes? How do you say that? Crepe jelly. Alright, so yeah, let's dig out the end of the episode hidey hole here. Alright, what do I need? Pretty much everything. I need 3 beds, probably some more boats. Oh, beans! Oh, beans. I got way too ahead of myself. Well, I guess I'm only making like 2 boats. Slabs, you know, a little bit of everything, like I said. Ah, nuts. Ooh. architectural. Probably going to allow, like, mobs to spawn. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. I did it. I did it, everybody. We saved Christmas. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching. This is weird. Thank you very much for watching this episode 805 of Farlands or Bust. Like I said, farlandsorbust.com to donate to our charity fundraiser for Equal Justice Initiative. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. I'm a butter boy.